Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Legend News Football TV. Before we get into it, guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Today, I just want to discuss on the table and what it is all shaping out to be. We have an outsider, we have an imposter in the top three in the title race, and that is none other than Aston Villa, guys. What an interesting weekend it was in the Premier League so far. I know Manchester United still has to play tonight, but for today, we are just going to talk about the top three and what this means going forward, the results that occurred this weekend. Can we see Arsenal dropping points? Manchester City looks like they are back to their former best, and of course, Aston Villa showing some fight in the end and grinding out another result this weekend, guys. Aston Villa has that fighting spirit and they have that individual quality that can bail them out. Will they get some reinforcements during January to fight for this title race, or will they focus on the Europa League? That would rather be the easier route for them this season and try and get top four in the league for the Champions League next year. Hang on for my thoughts and analysis for this topics at end. What started off as a weekend full of fixtures, full of things that were going to be obvious. People were saying things are going to be obvious for Arsenal, and things were going to be tough for Manchester City away at Crystal Palace. But how it panned out and how it played out over the weekend, once the matches played and we saw them, Arsenal actually struggled at the Emirates Stadium against Wolverhampton Wanderers, who only have 2 points. Who only have 2 points at the bottom of the league. Arsenal struggled. Arsenal did not score a goal. Wolves scored all the goals that decided the match. They scored a goal for themselves and then scored two own goals for Arsenal to win the match at the end of the day. Most Arsenal fans will say that 3 points is 3 points, and we get it. We get it. 3 points is 3 points, but you don't ride your luck for this long. Look what happened to Liverpool. How they started the season and where they are now because of 3 points is 3 points, grinding out results, not in a positive way. How long will that last for Arsenal? And then, of course, moving to the next guys, which is Manchester City. Like I said, it looked like a tough task for them, but they made it look flawless. They made it look flawless. Haaland, Foden, Jerky, the chemistry is building there. They won that game convincingly against Crystal Palace. I didn't watch the match in detail to see how Crystal Palace performed. I watched just the last, most of the second half of that match. But from what I've seen and how they scored their goals, is that Manchester City look deadly. They look deadly and they smell blood. And the way Arsenal is playing, like I said, the way Arsenal is playing, how long will they keep on getting these through passes, these lucky results? How long? And then there's the last but not least, the odd one out, the imposter, the one that not everybody is giving the full credit or the full belief. And it also just depends on Aston Villa. How will they take this season? Where are they going from here? We still have 22 matches left. It's still a lot of football to be played. But they are third in the league. They were 2-1 down at halftime versus West Ham, and they grinded out a result. They got the 3 points to remain in the title race. Yes, we say they are in the title race. We need to say that they are in the title race because mathematically they are in the title race. Let's look at the table. We have Arsenal on 36, Manchester City on 34, Aston Villa 33. Same amount of matches played. Goals for Arsenal 30. Manchester City scored more goals than Arsenal, 38. Aston Villa 25 goals scored against. Man City conceded more goals, but in the recent fixtures, Man City have been keeping some clean sheets here and there. So are they defensively better? Are they becoming better? And is Arsenal offensively struggling? We can see that Gyökeres did not hit the floor running as they said he would. This Gyökeres was the missing puzzle in all the Arsenal, in what they needed, what they required. They bought Eze, Gyökeres, Supermendi also came in to solidify the midfield. But let's focus on the attack because they couldn't score a goal. Like I said, they could Arsenal couldn't score a goal. And how long will this last? How long will they ride this wave of luck, this wave of get out of jail free card? Because in comparison, this weekend, Manchester City looked like a better team than Arsenal. And so much as Aston Villa has to decide which competition they are going to focus on, I think that also applies to Arsenal. Well, would Arsenal want to win the Champions League, or would they want to rather win the Premier League? Because going for both, I think it will burn them out. And in terms of injuries, in terms of not being able to rotate players, that's why their centre backs are getting injuries. We Chelsea fans know all about rotation. Rotation is not a good thing. Sometimes it's negative, but sometimes when you it needs to be done in order to preserve your players to avoid injuries. So Arsenal, I think Arteta needs to decide which competition is his priority number one this season. I don't think Arsenal can go for both. As for Man City, the focus is not on them that much, even though we can see that they are there. Mathematically, definitely 2 points behind Arsenal, and they still have to play each other next year. Playing in the shadows, not being focused or not being given an inch of a chance, or convinced by just the supporters saying that we and the analysts and everyone saying that Man City is back, Man City is back. That is a blessing in disguise because it takes the pressure off you, means that there's more room for error. But the pressure is definitely on Arsenal. Aston Villa, definitely, I think they are just going along for the ride, taking it game by game. But the history of Arsenal having finished second so many times in recent years, for them to win the league is a must rather than going for the Champions League. So the question of the day is, will Arsenal keep up? Let me know in the comments. Will Arsenal stay number one? Or will they slip up? Will Man City overtake them and then maintain that position of number one, which they have experience in? And how long will Aston Villa be in the mix? 3 horse race. As for the rest of the pack, I think it's a little bit sketchy going down from us all the way down to Manchester United. I think we need to focus on top four only and let those guys grind out the results. Maybe a miracle can happen and we can go on a run, and Arsenal and Man City can bounce back to default settings and just mess it all up. But for now, this title race is between Arsenal, Manchester City, and Aston Villa. It's a 3 horse race. Who will be the last man standing? Guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next upload. Cheers, stay safe, and God bless.